Hi, good evening. It is, what day is it? It's Saturday. Let's see. Just don't have this at a good angle. All right, self-discovery day 10. I am sharing for 21 days in a row. Well, trying to do in a row. I've got off track 2 days out of 21 so far. But what I am doing is for 21 days, hi Oya, good to see you. I am sharing things that I've learned on my journey of self-discovery. Self-discovery has been the key for me in mending myself well, into feeling whole and happy and vibrant and healthy and feeling like my life is finally on the right track. It's because of my self-discovery journey. And so I'm sharing that with you. And today I want to share on the topic of forcing versus flowing. So maybe you can relate. If you can relate, I want to hear it from you. So many times in my life, because I'm very driven and I can do just about anything that I put my mind to, but so many times I was forcing things. I was forcing to make things happen. I was forcing, I'll give you a perfect example. In 2016, I ended up having to downsize my practice. I actually had a great chiropractic office, but it wasn't enough for me. I was trying to force something bigger. I was trying to force something different. And I was trying to open this huge wellness center, like getting way above my head. And it didn't work out. And what ended up happening is it landed me in a tiny little office, and I ended up downsizing. And at the time, that was not my goal. I was trying to, as a chiropractor, I think that we get a lot of pressure on what our practice should be like or how we should live our lives because we're a chiropractor and we should do it a certain way. So, I downsized into this little office and my pride was like, oh my gosh, I can't downsize. But then when I let go of my pride, I started flowing with the changes. I was like, wow, I know that this is where I'm supposed to be right now, because maybe having a giant wellness center like I thought I should do is not for me. It's a great idea. Maybe it's not for me right now. Maybe not now, but maybe later. And so when I downsized, I realized this isn't so bad. Like, for the first time in my life, I could breathe and I could go with the flow. And I was like, wow, my bills aren't as high. I don't have so many things to do. And in 2016, I realized, wow, maybe this whole wellness center, had I opened this wellness center, I would have not have had time to start a self-discovery journey. I would have been full-blown entrepreneur, boss lady, fully fledged into running a wellness center. And I would have been having to hire more employees, been having to work nonstop. And so when I was kind of forced to downsize, I actually went with the flow. For the first time, I was finally able to relax. And I was like, oh, I can relax and I can just be. And I'll flow with this instead of force whatever is not meant to be. And so I have been learning over the last couple years the difference between forcing versus flowing. Sometimes I'll feel like I have to force a podcast message. And the energy that I show up with under that force, oh, I have to do this, I need it now, there's a deadline, I get paralyzed, I get stuck. So I want to ask you, what are you trying to force? What are you trying to, where do you struggle the most? What are you trying to force? Where is there a square peg that you're trying to fit in a round hole? I can list a lot of examples, and it's getting easier for me to just go with the flow. Tonight I went to an event. It was all women, and I get really uncomfortable with strangers. Not having, like, small talk is like my least favorite thing to do. You can put me in front of a crowd of 10,000 people and give me something important to talk about, and I can do that. But you put me in a room with 10 people and I have to, like, start small talk and, like, get to know them. That is very difficult for me. So anyways, I was, like, so uncomfortable in this room full of women I've never met before, and I was, like, kind of feeling forced, like, forced to fit in, forced to, like, small talk, forced to, like, mingle, and I was really uncomfortable until I met someone and our conversation just flowed. We had so much in common. And, like, we would just, like, stare at each other and talk, and we're like, oh my god, like, yes, like, oh, I totally get you, like, yeah, we totally have to meet for lunch. Like, it was so exciting to have that, and it was just, like, flowing. So I realized as I left the event, I was like, oh, I don't have to force myself to fit in. Like, I can stand back on the corner until there is a good opportunity for me to do what, like, to mesh with someone that I'm supposed to mesh with. I don't have to force it. So my whole purpose for this day, this lesson in my 21-day discovery journey, is just go with the flow. Like, ask yourself, where are you creating so much tension and stress in your life? And, like, worry and doubt and fear and all of those crazy emotions that give us the gray hairs. Where are those coming up for you? And how can you look at that situation and just, like, take a step back and go, you know what? I'm just going to go with the flow here. I don't have to have it all figured out. I don't have to know what I'm doing. I don't have to know what's next. I'm just going to go with the flow. Where can you do that in your life? I can think of a lot of places in my life I can do. And I want to just share this one more thing. I have to give a commercial to my upcoming event, because this is what I'm doing right now in my own life. So 1 month ago, I woke up and I said, I'm ready. I'm ready to go with the flow. I am ready to plan my event. It's been my dream. I'm ready. I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to go with the flow. And every single day since I have pulled the trigger and said, I'm committing to do this, the flow is going. Like, it's just, everything is happening. I'm not having to force anything. And to me, that's a sign that this is meant to be. Every single day, I'm getting, like, downloads from the universe. I have my agenda for the event all planned out. People are going to be showing up there. Tickets are selling. The venue's going to be amazing. Like, everything is so falling into place with this, where I have tried for so many years forcing different things in my life. Oh, I'll force a wellness center to open. Oh, I'll force people to show up at these events. I'll force people to come in my office. Like, force. And finally, because I've become congruent with what I'm supposed to be doing and really tapping into, like, the essence of what I'm being called to do, there is no force. Like, I don't have to force anything. Like, everything's falling into place amazingly. I'm so happy. I couldn't be more happy. And I totally envisioned the entire day going amazingly. And I've been asking, like, please, God, just, like, prepare me for this event. Prepare me to really step up as a leader in this event, and really step up as the woman and the leader and the shining star that I need to be to lead these powerful women, to empower them to get to where I'm at, where they can also shine and they can be excited in their life, and they can pick that place, that thing that they're going to do with their profession, and start flowing, going with the flow, instead of forcing and like trying to push a boulder uphill. So message me if you want to chat more about this idea of flowing versus forcing. And really, when you get in that sweet spot, you won't feel like you won't have to force very much. It's awesome. It's amazing. And I want that for you too. And I have to keep reminding myself, in different areas of my life that I can just let go. I can let go and I can take the reins of my life, but not force stuff to happen. I'm in control of me and the work that I do in me, and I'm completely out of control. Not out of control. I'm not out of control. Maybe I am. I'm completely detached from the outcomes, but I just do me. And I want you to just do you and not worry about everything else. So, c'est la vie, buenas noches. I will be back tomorrow with day number 11. I hope you find this valuable. If you can relate, I'd love to hear it from you. If you find yourself forcing things and they're not working, I would love to continue this conversation with you. Good night.